안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
예, 오늘 이렇게 한인공화당 창당대회를 하는데 그거에 대해서 설명을 좀 해주시기 바랍니다.
네, 우리 공화당에서는 여태까지 35년 동안을 해왔지만은 몇 년 전서부터 좀 침체 상태가 있었습니다. 그래서 우리 동양 사람들의 많은 어려움을 우리 민주당에서는 우리 동양 사람들을 소수민족이라고 해서 같이 통합해 버리는데, 우리 소수민족은 소수민족이 아니에요. 우리가 소수민족이지만은 우리가 미국 정부에서 소수민족의 취급을 받지를 못하고 있습니다. 그래서 미국 법에 의해서 sanction minority라고 있어요. 그러니까 법적으로 허가한 minority는 블랙하고 히스패닉이고 에이시언이나 이스턴 유럽이나 다른 점이 없어요. 그래서 우리 민주당에서 항상 같이 페인트를 해가지고 우리 소수민족에 대해서 들러리를 쓰는데 항상 우리는 피해를 받고 있어요. 그래서 공화당이 진짜 우리 한인들, 그 다음에 우리 동양 사람들을 위해서 싸우는 당이라는 것을 알리고 교육 정점에서 우리 선전을 좀 하려고 그래요. 왜냐하면은 우리 아이비그 리그 스쿨 가는 하버드의 케이스도 그렇고 동양 사람들이 여러 가지 양쪽으로 디스크리미네이션을 받고 있어요. 그런데 우리 공화당이 그런 거를 할 수 있기 때문에 우리 동해 병기할 때도 우리 공화당이요, 미주한인회나 한 것도 공화당이요, 모든 것이 공화당이 많은 도움을 받았습니다. 그래서 이미그레이션 이슈라 하지만은 사실 우리는 다른 유러피언 이미그런이나 우리 동양 이미그런이나 똑같은 취급을 해요. 왜냐하면은 우리는 sanction minority가 아니기 때문에. 그래서 이런 거를 좀 알리고 우리 한국 사람을 위해서 우리 공화당을 다시 리발리제이션하고 로요가 요번에 우리 회장으로 해서 다시 시작을 하려고 합니다. 네, 그래서 여러분들의 많은 성원이 부탁을 드립니다.
예,
감사합니다.
오늘 여기에 참석하시는 공화당 그러니까는 정치인들이라고 할까요? 그분들은 어떤 분들이 참석을 할까요?
지금 공화당의 후보들이 전부 지금 참석했습니다. 주 하원의원, 이 노던 버지니아인 주 하원의원, 그 다음에 슈퍼바이저, 우리 공화당 슈퍼바이저, 스쿨 보드 멤버, 그 다음에 우리 검사장, 커먼웰스 어터니도 오늘 오셨어요. 그리고 소일 앤 워터, 그러니까 전 공화당 캔디데이트이 오늘 우리 공화당 회의에 참여했습니다. 그래서 그분들을 통해서 우리 한인 사회의 인권을 찾고 한인 사람들에게 도움을 주려고 우리 공화당은 노력하고 있습니다.
이번에 한인공화당 전당대회 회장은 그러면은 이번에는 누가 리더가 될까요?
저는 항상 회장이고 보드 오브 디렉터 체어맨이고 프레지던트는 크리스티나 신이 되고 있습니다.
예. 네. 감사합니다.
네.
커뮤니티에서 지금 많이 필요한 거는 우리 캐나디시 이슈가 뭐고 우리 한인들이 뭐가 힘들고 뭐가 중요한지 이슈들을 서포트해 주실 캐나디들을 투표를 하고 일렉션에 참여하는 것 같아요. 그래서 계획보다는 그 이슈들이 뭔지, 그리고 캐나디시 뭘 서포트를 하는지 확실히 알고 참여를 하고, 우리가 이민 and as a Korean American 투표할 수 있는 게 진짜 큰 힘이에요. That's our voice. And so 그 right을 exercise 하는 게 너무 중요하다고 생각해요.
예, 감사합니다. 네. 오늘 덕분에 굉장히 많은 정치인들이 오셨는데 우리 크리스티나 프레지던트의 큰 역량이라고 생각합니다. 감사합니다.
네, 감사합니다.
The new chair, I am so exciting. We're going to get a new chair, president of our Republican Party, Korean Republican Party of Virginia is rejuvenating Republican side. And a couple of things I needed to discuss there, why we needed to talk about this and why we are needed to activate. And I think the Asian community do not know what we do. In terms of Asians are minority. Yes, we are minority. But mainstream or Korean community do not know about this fact. We are not sanctioned minority. We are something just is by law, as a sanctioned minority in this country, is black and Hispanic. Asians are, the Democrat is painted as Asians are minority. So they put it in their wing. And then all the stuff, we are really sidekick, sideline. We're helping black and Hispanic. Nothing wrong with that. However, we are benefit from this affirmative action, for example. Harvard, Yale, Asian community cannot get it into the Ivy League school. And because of it, we are minority, okay? So that's why we couldn't get in. And then also, we want to do something. We are minority. Oh yeah, where is the beef? But Asian community do not know about this. So all those factors, we are much more aligned with Republican. And let me tell you, in Virginia, what will happen in Virginia, EC issue, the Republican help. Also Korean American Day, Republican help. Where is Democrat for our Asians, especially Korean American or Indian American or Vietnamese American? Where they are helping. So we are always in Korean word, 들러리섰어요. Sideline, we are helping, feeding that as under the minority. So we need, first of all, we need to educate our community first. Why we need to vote for Republican. And that's the reason we are coming. And I'm telling you today, I'm so excited. Every single candidate in Republican Party is here as a top line of a state delegate, supervisor, Fairfax County supervisors, candidate, commonwealth attorney even. He's running for independent because of Democrat. And then also school board member and soil and water commission. Entire board member is here. I mean, as a Republican candidate. Let me tell you how the Korean American is actually 20% of the population in Fairfax County. And I was working for state board of election. I was vice chair. And I know our Asian vote. And I'd say we can include Vietnamese Indians, and we probably 30% people do not understand that the majority of Asian population in Northern Virginia. I even thinking more than that is not accounted for. So this is the issue that we have. The Senate candidate here is a Chinese American. He born in here, and we needed to work so hard. So that's preamble. I'd say preamble. Okay, and then let's start. What we are doing in here. So welcome everybody, and then I like to have by acclamation our board, the Korean Republican Party of the board as chairman, recommended, and we are acclamation of a new president of a Korean American Republican Party, Christina Shin. By acclamation, and she is actually 1.75 or 2 generation, and she's speaking English better than Korean. I am a little more, maybe first generation. So what she's going to do is that we rejuvenated our Republican Party as a Korean American, and she will reach out the younger generation. And she, as you see, we are first class food and money and vote and everything we're going to be working for. So I am introducing to you as a new president of Korean Republican Party of Virginia, Christina Shin.
Thank you for coming, everybody. I'm so delighted and honored to be here today. And as Harold was saying, I think the Koreans, the minorities here, we can make a difference, and I think this election is so important. Absolutely. This election is so important, I feel, and I'm so glad all the candidates are here, the media is here. This is your opportunity to say and to reach out to the Korean community and say why we should be voting for you. So thank you for coming. I'm going to keep this really short. We hope that, one thing that I realized when all this came up in the media and we were advertising the event, we had so much interest. A lot of people were saying, you know, Democrats do so much with the Korean community and it's so easy to relate to them and to naturally vote for them. It's not even a Democrat or a Republican thing. It's just the presence. It's knowing what the issues are, and it's knowing, oh my gosh, these people really care for our concerns and what our community is concerned about. And I feel like because we don't do as much of that on the Republican side,
Yes.
it gets lost somehow. And I think this is the perfect opportunity. The whole media is here. All the, you know, TV, radio, all the papers are here. So this is your opportunity to get your message out, and I will do what I can to support you guys. Thank you for coming. There's food, there's you know, dessert, and there's liquor. So please enjoy. Thank you.
Okay. You know, so welcome everybody. This is a celebration. We're going to win this November 5th. However, this is as Christina said, entire Korean news media is here, small and big, and everybody's here. This is a good opportunity to each candidate can introduce themselves. And before I do that, and I call everybody one by one here, and also they recognize and they can speak about 2 minutes, you know, why they are run and this, that. So after they are speaking, standing up, all of them, and we're going to take a picture, and then we are Korean newspaper, and everywhere we're going to do who was here today, and we will make a statement. And so before we do that, I'd like to introduce the Fairfax County Republican Committee Chairman, Tim Harrigan. Harrigan is here. He's my brother, Irish brother. So he just come up here and to sit next to me and then also one by one, and then you want to say something?
So I firmly believe that the Korean American community, as is the case with most Asian American communities, if not all, their values are much more aligned with Republicans than with Democrats. So I'd urge all Korean Americans to vote Republican. Thank you, sir.
Made a difference. I will tell you, they still talk in Richmond about when Harold and Linda Hahn and so many, you brought hundreds of people down, Koreans, and filled the galleries. It made a difference. They knew you were there, and that's why that bill passed, because of your hard work. And look, we're going to work again on the issues that are important. I told you we're going to work on that Harvard issue. We're going to introduce legislation to make sure we're not penalizing Korean students and their families, to make sure it's a question of what's right, and it's a question of fairness to the families and the students. And the only thing I'd ask, we all want to get through this election in 2 weeks, and the only thing I'd ask them, somebody here needs to run.
Korean students are saving our school system, and they're the ones that are keeping us the highest ranked in the country, and we need them to make sure TJ admissions stay on merit. Working for a Korean community center in Fairfax County, the board put together a contribution towards that, and we're working hard to make sure that we get a Korean community center here. I've been working with our businesses. I work with our restaurants to beat the 10% tax on meals, and thank you guys for getting engaged in that, because you really helped us get us over the top. And we ended up defeating the meals tax. As we move forward, look forward to supporting you, supporting your values, and make sure you get out and vote, because it is important. Thank you.
I want to say just what a pleasure it is to be hosted here. I'm very grateful for it. The Fairfax County School Board has more to do with the quality of life, not for just everyone in Fairfax County, but particularly for the Asian and especially the Korean community. Your children's future, their education, is on the line, because there are very radical candidates with a radical agenda who are on the ballot. And it is, I'm begging the mission of everyone here in the Korean community to carry forward the responsibility to cast 4 votes for the 4 school board members that you have the ability to vote for on the ballot, to reflect Korean community values.
Thank you to our gracious hosts, and to Christina. Really a wonderful, wonderful setting, delicious food, and to Kamsamnida. Thank you very much. I know from my years in a large law firm that you don't end up with beautiful space and with wonderful food without working really hard.
President, because this is a great room, a great crowd of people. And I'm going to tell you, the people up here, our friends, when they look at the Korean American community, they believe that the Korean American community is unique. Not because everybody here has a different skin color than the other people in the county, but because of who you are as an individual. It's not about where you're from or what color you are or who you know. When you're a Republican, you believe that people should be able to rise up on their own through their own meritocracy. And that's what all the candidates here believe in. And that's why they have the strong support of the Korean American community. Because Korean Americans don't want to be treated differently just because they're Korean American. We are unique in our own sense as individuals, and we have great things in our culture and our heritage, and we have excellent food. I actually helped reopen the H Mart this morning in Fairfax City, so please come on out. It's great.
Very much. Thank you, Christina and Harold, for having me, and thank all of you all for being here. Just a quick, some of you probably don't know me or haven't been following the Commonwealth's Attorney's race, and you probably haven't in the past that much either, because it hasn't been that important. We've had an incumbent that's done a fantastic job, and he's a Democrat. Unfortunately, he lost in a primary to a candidate that was backed with $500,000 from George Soros, and he wants to come in and install a political agenda that is going to harm our community the same way it's gone in Philadelphia and other places. And a little bit about me: I've been a federal prosecutor and a state prosecutor for 19 years. I was an assistant Commonwealth's attorney, and I left my job as an assistant United States attorney to run for this office because it's so important for our community, because the Commonwealth's attorney is the chief law enforcement officer in our county, and the Commonwealth's attorney is responsible for enforcing law fairly and impartially, and the main goal of the Commonwealth's attorney should be to keep our community safe, and that's why I am running for Commonwealth's attorney, to keep our community safe and to put politics aside and public safety first. That without public safety, without a safe place to raise your kids, for your family to live, all the other stuff doesn't matter. And I really need your support. It's so important. It's going to be important for a generation. We need to make the right decision in November 5th. I need your support, your friends' support, everyone you can get out there. And I really appreciate you having me here, and thank you very much.
And next is the state senator, and the Senate seat as a McLean, Great Falls, and all this. Lots of Korean rich people living there. And that is the Gary is a 34 district of the Senate. And Gary
Delegate.
I'm sorry, House of Delegate. Sorry about that.
I'm going to be hanging out with Tim Hughes. There you go. That's the plan, right? Yes, thank you very much. And this is an awesome opportunity. Let me just tell you a little bit about myself. First of all, my parents came over from China, right? So we have something in common, just a little bit. But the part that I think is interesting is that my parents, my mom in particular, she was a tiger mom, right? You may have heard of that terminology, right? Right. So she taught me, as well as my entire family, about the importance of hard work, respect, making sure you focus on merit, and that you lead an honorable life, right? And these are the same things that, you know what? I have 3 boys. Guess what? I'm a tiger dad. I'm just going to tell you that right now. My 3 boys are great. They're all Eagle Scouts. And hopefully I've carried on that tradition. That is really core to what I think that Asian Americans actually share in common. I mean, these are things that are very important. And I think that these are the type of values that we have to have in our communities in general. It shouldn't just be restricted to just certain segments of the community. So my objective here is to do a couple things. First of all, I'm very involved in business. I've had a business for 29 years here. It's been an Inc. 500 company. I'm very active in the community as well. I serve on various boards. I'm also a Scoutmaster, and I think it's important for us to be an example for our youth. What I hope to have is a situation where we have more Asian Americans that step up into politics. Well, I'm not sure if it's politics, but into government, okay? To make a difference. My objective is to go down to Richmond and make sure that I fight for, along with other people, for the values that we believe in, and that we focus on making sure that we have a vibrant economy up here in Northern Virginia in particular, right? That we focus on having safer transportation situations. I think that the tolls are creating scenarios that actually are very dangerous because we have cut through traffic. I myself almost had a head-on collision with someone recently because they were cutting through our neighborhood because they were trying to avoid the tolls. We need to fix that type of situation, right? People think about it at just one level, which is money, right? But you can't put a price on a life, quite honestly. So we need to really we have to get serious about that situation. Now on top of that, of course, we need to focus on our education and our public health and safety, as well as protect our environment. So again, I hope to serve as an example for not just the youth of tomorrow, but also for particularly the Asian Americans to step up and make a difference. So I'm going to fight. Thank you.
And next is radio. So we're gonna go. Everybody gonna do tomorrow. The Korean newspaper, radio, TV. It's all gonna go. All those people. We're gonna take a picture with it. Next is our supervisor race. We gonna have two people here. One of them is Centerville area. It's Sully, and then also Korean Hub and this, actually the Mason district. Gary Akins. Aiken. See, I'm still got a problem with the pronunciation. That's fashion nowadays. I mispronounce it. Anyhow, Gary is going to come out first. There's a Korean Hub and Annan they're representing. And then next is the Sully district. Pele is going to, come out. So Gary, come up here first.
My name is Gary Aiken. I'm running for Mason District Supervisor. You're in Mason District right now. As you came in, you saw Korean restaurants, Korean businesses. This area used to be an extraordinary hub for the Korean community. But many Koreans moved. Many Koreans moved out of Mason District because the schools started to become less achievement oriented, because our roads were in disrepair, because our supervisor was not focused on our community or on business. I'm going to change that on November 5th. We are going to revitalize Annandale. We are going to ensure that our neighborhoods are safe and that our environment is protected. And we are going to ensure that on the budget, we keep taxes low, because high taxes impact affordability. Affordability for people who want to own their home and stay in their home, and affordability for new immigrants and other folks who rent, because every time the real estate tax goes up, it's passed on to the renters. I'm Gary Aiken. That's my platform. I'm focused on Mason District, and we are going to win, and we're going to provide a rebirth for Annandale. Thank you.
And Sully district. And then he is the Indian community, but you know that Appa, Amma, the language comes from India.
I'm Srilekha Pale. I am running for Sully District Board of Supervisor. I do have a doctorate in rehabilitation sciences, and there is a very good reason I say that. I think I believe, even if I'm not a tiger mom, I'm very, very tight on academic rigor. And I received my doctorate before I turned 30, and my dissertation was 2 days before my due date for my second child. So that much I'm very focused on education. But I'll take you back actually to 17th century. I'm not sure even if Mr. Pyon actually told me about that, and I researched a lot about that. There was a queen called Suri Ratna that came from India to Korea in 17th century. So we are actually no different. This is the very reason why Indians and Koreans pretty much have the same values, right? Just as Republican values, the family systems, academic rigor, the small business nature, self-reliance. Let's get up and get to work, choke the coffee, go to work. Let's not depend on anybody for anything. If we can, let's give it to the community, but do not take anything from the community without giving back. One thing that we continue to take from American is the vote. I don't believe we gave enough pride in giving our vote as Asian Americans, and we are going to change that this time. This time, on November 6th, if anybody gets up and say, how did all Republicans win? I will say it's because of Indians and Koreans. We made sure, as an Indian American, as a very, very proud Asian American, I am working extremely hard behind the scenes to get our Asian Americans votes there. So November 6th, Republican, if you, any one of you or all of you guys win, which I pray to Lord on a daily basis, it's because of Koreans and Indians waking up and saying our vote is equally valuable, if not more, and we are going to cast vote, and thanks to all the community leaders like you all. Thank you, God bless America, and God bless our country.
And so we got everybody's here, Soil and Water Commission, and Chris Bowen, where are you? And he's very unique in sense and water and soil or something.
Thank you very much. I am running for the Northern Virginia Soil and Water Conservation District Board of Directors. That's the full name. I am running with two other great candidates, Dr. Jane Dudick and Mr. Ed McGovern. Dr. Jane Dudick has the right degree. She's got a PhD in environmental science. Mr. Ed McGovern has the right experience. He has 20 years with the U.S. Army performing work on remediation of soils. I myself, I've got a JD. I work for the Department of Justice on soil and water cases. We are going to make sure that you continue to receive the best soil and water advice. My opponents are talking about everything but soil and water. They're talking about we're going to bring equity and one Fairfax into the Soil and Water Board. This makes no sense. So we need your vote. That's Dudick, McGovern, and Bowen. Dudick, McGovern, and Bowen. Dudick, McGovern, and Bowen on November 5th. All the way in the back, all the way in the bottom. Thank you so much.
Our school board and member at large, I guess, member at large, right? Is that right? Yep. And we have Beaufort. Let me see first name. Cheryl coming over and we'll introduce the Korean community.
Thank you. What an honor it is to be here. Thank you so much for opening up these lovely offices and having this wonderful buffet for us. This is exemplary of your hospitality. Thank you so much. I am so very sobered when I campaign and I meet first-generation Americans. You understand in a way that unfortunately many native-born Americans do not, how precious our freedoms are, how precious the American dream is, and so I'm just honored to be in your presence. My experience with the Fairfax County Schools started almost 20 years ago. When we first moved here, my kids were tiny, and my son was a first grader, and I got right involved. I became a very active volunteer and continued to volunteer all the way through my children's education. When they were blessed to be in advanced academics, my daughter went to TJ, and my last volunteer role was serving on the Government Relations Committee. I was the chair, and I persuaded legislators in Richmond to increase funding for TJ. In addition to that, I'm a former teacher. I spent 10 years teaching career technical education. I have worked at the Department of Education on policies to help at-risk youth. I want to say front and center that your children doing well are not influencing, let me reverse that. The children that are struggling are not your fault. It is They struggle for their own reasons, and it is not a reflection on the fact that you're doing well. It makes me so disgusted that the school board pits people against one another. And so I want to preserve academic rigor. That is very important to me. And here's a statistic for you. Did you know that 50% of our graduates that go on to attend Northern Virginia Community College have to take remedial writing? We've certified them as being graduates, but they can't write. I bet that's not true of your children. And
yeah, Harold knows when he gives mic to me, go on forever. But anyway, today I'm going to be short. Okay, I am as Korean as you can get, except for one thing, the accent. So, Tiger Dad, Tiger Mom, you heard all of that. Yes, we are the same thing. I'm from India originally, and I'm an immigrant. I came here to do my master's degree in engineering, and I have raised 2 kids through the Fairfax County public school system. The same thing that you all went through, that's all the same thing that I share. Hard work, dedication, family values, and that's what made me, my kids, successful in this country. My elder son went to UVA, computer science, now working for Google. My younger one, he's at UVA now, doing third year. But it came to a point, I was really proud always to say that I'm an Indian American. But when my younger son was filling the college applications, I explored with him, why don't you say that the race part, don't know, or, you know. And he said, oh, no, everybody knows that you're Asian American. Then I said, no, nobody knows, what you are. But they're so truthful, they put Asian American. And I can tell you, if it has come to a point where we really wanted to hide our racial, ethnic origins because we are being discriminated against, that's a terrible thing. Yeah. This is not the America that we came to embrace. So we really have to step up this time. I want to give you a little bit more statistics. You already heard from Sri Lanka about the numbers. 147,000 Asian Americans registered voters in Fairfax County. Any guess how many voted in the last school board elections? Any guess?
9.5%.
9.5%. So somebody has studied here. But the mainstream voted 33%. If you can increase that 9.5 to 33, all Republicans win in a big way on November 5th. So let us work on that. I'm working very hard with the Indian community, with Sri Lanka, and with the Korean community, and Korean community.
The Vietnamese and also Chinese, we were going to work.
Exactly.
And
so we have to take it this time, else Fairfax County Public Schools is in big danger. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Vincent for schoolboard.com. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a very important school board and election. You put it in there.
It's all Greek to me. Thank you so much, Harold and Christina, for hosting us. But I'm the daughter of Greek immigrants. My parents came here from Greece looking for a better life, and that's what they did, but with hard work and dedication. Our ethnic communities are all similar. Like Vincent has said, Sri Lanka, and as you, Harold. We all come to the United States for the hope of a better life with hard work and dedication. No one's looking for handouts. What we're looking for is opportunities. We have the opportunity for great public schools and to allow our children to succeed. My parents always said, anything is possible with education. I'm the mother of 4 children currently in public schools, and they are all succeeding. But it is with the hard work of the parents, and we cannot forget that. The school district right now is trying to take out the parents, or trying to eliminate the role of parents, and we need to fight for our role. We need to fight to make sure that our students are in a safe environment and that they're learning at the highest ability that they have possible. I'm running on the ABCs, academics, budget, community schools, and safety. All of those are the most fundamental priorities for me as a school board member. So please visit my website. It's Anastasia, the number 4, kids.com. Thank you very much.
Any other Andy Bear? Andy Bear, what you running? School board, and this Providence. Yeah, we need to get this Providence and the Korean community coming out. Introduce yourself and then go for it.
Hi, my name is Andrea Bayer. I go by Andy. I am not an immigrant.
That's a good thing.
I was born at Fairfax Hospital. I've only immigrated to William and Mary for 4 years and re-immigrated back to Providence and then moved in Providence. I've lived in Oakton for 25 years. I've raised 3 successful daughters. My oldest is a Black Hawk pilot in the United States Army, and she is currently in Afghanistan. My middle daughter just graduated from the Honors College program at Elon, and she was valedictorian, and she's a published researcher at age 22. With her first name, she's the first listed on the research. I guess that's really important, so I say it. Anyway, back in 2011 when the Tiger Mom book came out, everybody was calling me and they're like, Andy, you gotta read this book, it's you. I never read the book, then there was a movie, I never saw the movie. But it probably is me. What's been really disheartening is I grew up here, I went to these schools, I went to Timberlane Elementary, Whittier Junior High, Falls Church High School. I have watched our school system decline, and it's taken a big nosedive in the last dozen years. I've had kids at Oakton for the last 12 years. I have a daughter who's a junior at Oakton. It's really difficult. I go door knocking, I've been door knocking, and I go up to houses and I can hear music playing. And I already know when somebody answers that door, it's going to be an Asian. Only the Asians are having their kids play music. You used to hear a lot of music coming out of houses. We need to ask how many of our kids are using tutors. I'm a former teacher, I'm now a tutor. I've been tutoring for 15 years. I was an English language arts teacher. Grammar to me is important. Writing is important. We stripped out critical curriculum content in the early 90s to be racially kind. It wasn't kind. We've denied many children opportunity. Today, we know who's going to get that opportunity. The families like you who can give it to their kids, the families who can afford tutors, and we know who's not going to get it.
It is the Democrats. And when you remember these things and you show that you care about a community, that's when you get votes. So I just want to thank you all so much for caring enough to come out, and please don't end up like Montgomery County.